This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Bill Bryant. A Kentucky Morning Start here on WKYT. It is Tuesday, March 22nd, and we're glad you're with us.
Now at 6, breaking news in Belgium. Explosions rock an airport. We're live with developing story.
A lot of facets to that story. Also, a Kentucky family is left with few answers after a father kills his wife and 2 young children.
A bill that would help Kentucky firefighters diagnosed with cancer is now awaiting the governor's signature.
We have 30s outside this morning, but I guarantee it, we get into the afternoon, it's not going to feel like winter. It'll feel like spring. We're at 66 later on today. Gets even warmer the next couple of days, and then the rain moves on in on Thursday. We'll talk all about that coming up.
WKYT beginning with a breaking news alert. A series of blasts in Belgium have killed at least 10 people. First, there were explosions at the Brussels airport, followed by another blast in the city's metro station. This has just been now classified as terrorism.
Yeah, the explosions happened during this morning's rush hour. WKYT's Mark Barber joins us in the studio with details on this rapidly changing story.
Good morning, Michelle, and the details are coming in by the minute on this story. The latest explosions are being reported at a metro station in the heart of Brussels. The blast there went off near the U.S. Embassy and the European Union headquarters. The entire metro system has been shut down, and everyone in the city is being told to stay home. Now, this is new video just into our newsroom of that metro station where the explosion was reported. You can see smoke there rising over the street. In the past few minutes, we've been hearing reports from CBS News that there may have been explosions at several other metro stations across the city as well. Now, those first explosions happened a couple hours ago when hundreds of people were checking into the Brussels airport. Witnesses say the 2 explosions there happened near the American Airlines desk. CBS News is trying to verify reports by Belgian media that gunshots and shouts in Arabic were heard before the explosions shook the airport. The airport has been evacuated, and officials are urging travelers to avoid the area. All flights have been canceled, and flights into Belgium are being diverted. It appears as if there was a Kentuckian working in Brussels near the airport when those blasts went off. He says the explosion could be felt 2 miles away, but he's safe. Take a listen to what others are saying about this morning's terror.
I walked through a mess, a load of stuff, glass splitters, smoke, water dripping from the ceiling. We had to walk through puddles and we were evacuated.
Now, there is new information coming in by the minute on this developing story. Again, that airport has been evacuated. You can see people out on the tarmac. Now, we are following a number of explosions in Brussels, 2 there at the airport and at least 1 at the metro station. Again, reports of possibly other explosions there, so we're continuing to follow those. As far as the updated numbers on this, we're told at least 13 people are dead and 35 are severely hurt. Of course, we will continue to search for updates. We'll bring you the very latest information coming up at 6:30.
Paris. There we go with the mic. Let's go back again, if we can go back on that story just for a second. These explosions in Brussels come a day after police identified a suspect in the attacks in Paris. In November, a series of coordinated explosions killed 130 people, including almost 90 at a theater where suicide bombers took hundreds of people hostage during a concert. Nearly 400 people were injured there. Many of the attackers died, but yesterday police say DNA found on explosives in Paris led them to naming a new suspect. On Friday, a different suspect in the Paris attack was arrested in Brussels in the same neighborhood where today's metro explosion happened. Again, CBS News is reporting now at least 13 people are dead after explosions in the Brussels airport today in the city's metro station, and there have also been other issues ongoing there. Stay with WKYT for continued updates to this breaking news alert this morning. Now here locally, a WKYT developing story in Lexington. A robbery suspect hit a police vehicle while trying to make a getaway this morning.
The robbery happened just after 4 o'clock this morning at the Marathon on Newtown Pike, but police bumped into the suspect a few minutes later at another gas station on Georgetown Street. WKYT's Mike Byer is live with new information.
Yeah, guys, it's been a busy morning for Lexington police. We've recently learned from them that there are 2 suspects involved in this case. Now, they just wrapped up here on Douglas Avenue here in Lexington, where they actually detained one of the suspects. One of them still remains on foot this morning. So to just catch you up to speed, this started just after 4 a.m. this morning. 2 suspects robbed the Marathon gas station, according to police, on Newtown Pike. From there, they made their way over to Thornton's gas station on Georgetown Road. Once there, police tell us they sideswiped a paddy wagon and got away. Now, both suspects were in a red SUV. It was a Jeep, which actually just got impounded. It got towed away just a few minutes ago from one street over. So from the Thornton's gas station, they were actually able to track the suspects to this area. They got behind the red Jeep, put their lights on, all that jazz, and were able to pull the red Jeep over. Both suspects then fled on foot. They were able to catch one of the suspects right here on Douglas Avenue. They've taken him downtown for questioning. The other suspect still remains on the loose at this time right now. Now, we're going to keep you updated online, on air. Keep it with WKYT this morning. That is the latest here in Lexington. I'm Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. The time this morning is 6:06, and a family is struggling to understand. In fact, a lot of people across Kentucky trying to understand why a mother and her 2 children were murdered inside their Kentucky home.
Yeah, it's such a sad story. Hundreds turned out to a vigil last night for that family. Louisville police say Brad Hettinger shot his wife, Billy, and their 2 kids, ages 4 and 5, before setting their house on fire and killing himself. The Hettinger family lived in Lexington before moving to Louisville less than 2 years ago. Billy Hettinger was from Nicholasville and worked for Baptist Health. Now, while investigators are still searching for a motive, the family says Billy had just filed for divorce. A Bath County man has died in an apparent accidental shooting. It happened at a home on Bethel Ridge Road, north of Owensville. State police say 60-year-old Stephen Rout was shot when a disassembled firearm discharged while it was being stored for travel. They say Rout died shortly after.
The Fayette County Board of Education has approved spending about $500,000 to lower radon levels at 9 Lexington schools. After testing, it was determined that the level of radon in those 9 schools exceeded the EPA standards. Radon is naturally occurring, but the U.S. Environmental Agency lists it as the 2nd leading cause of lung cancer. That's why the school board voted to spend $570,000 to fix the problem.
For the most part, it's going to be a system that takes radon from underneath the building and exhausts it either through the roof or some other place in the building.
The district hopes to start making changes next week during spring break and have the problem fixed entirely before the start of the next school year. You can find a list of the radon readings at each of the 9 schools at WKYT.com.
A stretch of I-75 in Tennessee that was damaged by a rock slide could open this week. The northbound lanes just south of Jellicoe have been closed for nearly a month. The Tennessee Department of Transportation posted video showing northbound I-75 being paved. Crews expect paving to be complete and northbound lanes to reopen by Thursday. Southbound lanes were also closed for a few weeks but have already reopened.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Now, this is a really cool shot right here. Check out your screen if you're not looking just yet. This is the almost full moon. Full moon is actually tomorrow. It's 99% illuminated outside, but just next beside it is Jupiter. It's a really cool shot, and a beautiful shot there of Winchester Road and also I-75 heading toward downtown. All looks well as you're traveling early this morning. 36 degrees now in Lexington, and that goes for Mount Sterling and also Frankfort. You work your way southeast and down toward the southern half, and that's where we're seeing a little bit colder temperatures. 25 there in Monticello. That's the 2nd morning in a row we've actually hit the 20s. Middlesboro, Harlan, go off into Hazard and also Manchester, Williamsburg, Whitley City, London, Corbin area. Those temperatures are just below that freezing mark. So it's a winter feel this morning. By the afternoon, though, you will not need those coats. I guarantee it. 66 degrees. Beautiful day in store, and it'll feel fantastic. A lot of sunshine today. We go throughout the next 24 hours, and all looks well. They're carbon copies of each other today and tomorrow. Anywhere from 62 to 70 degrees. Could we have a few areas above that? Yeah, it's possible. But for the most part, we stay in that range. But 20 to 40 mile per hour winds will make for a very gusty day. You will feel it outside today and tomorrow. with those winds really gusty. And that's out ahead of our next system. Our surface low is back toward the west, and that's moving toward us, so that's really just pulling in a lot of that warm and also moist air ahead of what we're going to be seeing there on Thursday. And Thursday is the day to watch in our forecast. If there's any day to watch, it's going to be Thursday, because that's when we see that line of showers and even some thunderstorms rolling through. Could that give us a severe weather threat? It's a possibility. It's not likely, but it is a possibility. So we'll say a low and severe weather threat there on Thursday as of right now, especially if the timing changes. It could ramp it up. It could actually decrease it. So that's something to watch out for. Friday, once that front passes through, it's going to be much cooler on Friday there, around 50 degrees. But then guess what? Yeah, the roller coaster ride weather of Kentucky. It just continues on, and we'll see that Friday around 50 degrees, Bill. Then we hit back in the 60s, maybe even close to 70 as we head towards your weekend. So it's just up and down, and you know what? I don't see that changing. Somebody asked me that yesterday out in public. Do you see this changing? Do you see us getting in that warm pattern just staying? Doesn't look like in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It looks up and down. So
here in Kentucky in the spring, you have to kind of chug out of winter, you know.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It takes a little while, but we enjoy some good days here and there.
That's right.
Certainly today's going to be one of those. 6:11 on WKYT this morning, and each morning we bring you weather and traffic together. Here's Officer Don with a look at what's happening on the roads. Hey, Don.
Hey, good morning. Well, the Todd's Road construction project will continue today. In fact, police are already running radar there on Todd's Road near Forest Hill. Get people to slow down through that construction area, so please be careful if you're going to pass through. First, we get a live look at real-time traffic around Lexington to see how things are moving. Circle looks good. No major issues yet. Not a lot of red popping up. That's great. Drive times this morning looking good coming in from Nicholasville. No problems right now coming across the Fayette-Jessamine County line. In Brannon, you're about 14 minutes there. Georgetown's 15. Paris will take 19. And from Winchester, about 30 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, everybody making a good right in. Thank you so much. And you can join Officer Don and Deanna on 98.1 The Bull when you get in your car, and who knows what they'll be up to, right?
It's a fun duo, huh?
Absolutely. All right, glad to have you along. A lot more news coming up this morning,
Including an update from Brussels where several people are dead after a series of explosions across the city.
The race for the White House heads west today as Hillary Clinton tries keeping her momentum and Donald Trump's rivals look to slow him down. I'm Don Champion at the CBS Broadcast Center with the latest from the campaign trail coming up.
It's 6:15 here on WKYT this morning. We're following breaking news out of Belgium. Airport and subway blasts in Brussels have prompted a citywide lockdown after at least 13 people were killed in what officials say are terror attacks.
If you're just joining us this morning, many injuries are reported. A passenger just arriving at the airport described seeing blood everywhere. European security officials have been braced for a major attack for weeks and warned that Islamic State was actively preparing. We will have a live report with some developing details and some other angles we're chasing coming up for you at 6:30, if not before, if we get new information.
So today, voters in Idaho, Arizona, and Utah will decide who should be their party's presidential nominee.
Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is looking to extend her delegate lead, while Donald Trump's rivals look to try to slow him down. Don Champion has the latest on Campaign 2016.
Voting in the West today could further lay the landscape for the Republican presidential race. The big prize is the winner-take-all state of Arizona. Monday, frontrunner Donald Trump focused on foreign policy in Washington, where he suggested the U.S. should rethink its involvement in NATO, an idea he repeated on CNN last night.
We're paying disproportionately. It's too much, and frankly, it's a different world than it was when we originally conceived of the idea and everybody got together.
Rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich quickly responded.
This is a dangerous world. If America withdraws, we get the kind of chaos that Obama Clinton has produced.
As a leader of this country, you want to be very careful, and I wouldn't say that now.
While in Washington, Trump tried rallying support from party leaders. He also spoke before AIPAC.
When I become president, the days of treating Israel like a second-class citizen will end.
Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton used her speech before the pro-Israel group to target Trump.
We need steady hands, not a president who says he's neutral on Monday, pro-Israel on Tuesday, and who knows what on Wednesday.
Bernie Sanders skipped the conference and campaigned in Utah, where he needs to pull off a win.
Israel must continue to exist as an independent, free state. But if we are going to have lasting peace, we have also got to work with the Palestinians.
More than 200 delegates are up for grabs today. Don Champion, CBS News.
By the way, there's one election in Kentucky today, a local vote in Adair County, where voters will decide today whether to legalize alcohol sales. President Obama will address the Cuban people and sit down with dissidents today on his third and final day of his historic visit to the island nation. The president met with Cuban leader Raul Castro yesterday and pressed him to improve human rights. Later today, President Obama will attend a baseball game between Cuba's national team and the Tampa Bay Rays. The FBI says it may not need Apple's help in unlocking that iPhone used by one of the San Bernardino shooters. Federal prosecutors made the surprising announcement on the eve of today's hearing in federal court in Riverside, California. In court papers, prosecutors say the FBI has been researching ways to access information in Saeed Farouk's encrypted phone and that they are getting help from an outside party. Today's hearing has been canceled.
Your time now is 6:19. The world's largest cruise company, Carnival, is going to Cuba. Passengers will be expected to spend 8 hours a day involved in some type of cultural experience. The 7-day trip will leave from Miami. It will cost $1,800 per person. And Spotify has hit 30 million subscribers. That's an increase of 10 million in just the past 9 months. The growth comes despite increased competition from Apple Music and Tidal.
Well, WKYT this morning just getting started with all the latest on this very busy day. We have a lot more to tell you about. The time now 6:19. Police chase down a stolen cement truck and they find an unlikely driver behind the wheel.
And it's all about the gusty winds and that warm-up as we go through today and tomorrow. But then Thursday, it's all about the rain. I'll talk all about that forecast coming up.
Welcome back in. It is 6:23 on WKYT this morning. We have a major international story that is ongoing this morning.
Yeah, it's terrible news. At least 13 people are dead after a series of terrorist attacks in Belgium.
And that's what's trending at this hour. Authorities say there were 2 explosions in the Brussels airport, followed by at least 1 explosion in the city's metro station. At least 13 people are said to be dead. This morning's explosions come 4 months after the terrorist attacks in Paris that killed 130 people.
One person is in custody, another on the run after an early morning robbery at the Marathon on Newtown Pike. Lexington police say when they tried to stop the getaway vehicle at the Thorntons on Georgetown Street, the suspect hit their paddy wagon. Police later caught one suspect on Charles Avenue.
A day that will feel like spring is on the way here in Kentucky. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we're in the 30s this morning. It is a chilly feel early this morning at 36 degrees in Lexington. Frankfort, Danville, going to Lawrenceburg. We're holding on to the 30s, 20s and lower 30s down south and southeast. And that's an area where we have that frost advisory and also a freeze warning. Heading into the afternoon, boy, we'll get rid of that quickly because these winds really crank up. It'll pump our temperatures to the mid-60s later on today, mostly sunny skies. The focus of the forecast is not how nice it's going to be the next 48 hours. It's why it's so nice the next 48 hours. That storm system moves through on Thursday. Guys, we're going to talk about that severe weather threat coming up.
Okay, we'll see you with that in just a little bit. Well, a boy's joyride in a stolen cement truck has had the best possible outcome.
The truck, which had the keys inside at the time, was stolen from a local contractor in Minnesota. The chase began on Highway 14 when the cement truck was pulled over by a state trooper for speeding. Police say the driver then sped off, hitting the trooper's car. The chase turned into a spectacle with the truck speeding through town. Witnesses who know the boy say he's just 11 years old. He eventually stopped and was arrested. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Okay, a lot of explaining to do there, right? Yeah.
A Colorado man's unique rental requirement is getting him a lot of national attention.
Mark Holmes put up an ad for renting out one of the rooms in his home with one unusual requirement: no Trump supporters. 48 hours later, his phone was ringing nonstop. Not because people are interested, rather from angry Trump supporters who feel he is discriminating. But excluding renters based on their political affiliations, it turns out he is not against the law. All right, this is what happens when you leave something up to the internet to decide. The public has been asked to research, help out a research team in naming a vessel a $288 million ship that's been a year in the making.
I like this name too. If the internet gets its way, it will be called Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Right. What would you expect, huh?
Right. That's the current front-runner in this naming contest. Now, other serious suggestions are the RRS, It's Bloody Cold Here, and Usain Bolt after the Olympic runner. The research group is learning the hard way that when you ask the internet for something serious, you're most likely going to get something snarky in return.
And they make the point that they reserve final judgment to themselves, so we'll see what they do.
So it's probably not going to be Bodie McBoatface,
Well,
right?
we'll see. Although it's a different name, right? 6:26 in the morning on WKYT with a whole lot going on this morning.
Yeah, the very latest from Brussels, where some people were killed, dozens injured after several blasts across the city. We're
going to be talking with a Kentuckian who is in Brussels this morning, a WKYT exclusive on the way. And tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $30 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $90 million. We'll be right back on WKYT this morning.